Welcome to Mika Amcha Yisrael. The pasuk in Parashat Tese reads, Ki Tese machane al ovecha. When you go out to encamp against your enemies, v'nishmarta mikol davar ra. Take precautions from every evil thing. In a fiery sermon given by Rabban Gamliel Rabinovitz Shalita, he commented on how during the month of Elul, everyone seems to be busy looking for sigulot and mystical kabbalot to achieve the goal of teshuvah and a meritorious sweet new year. That's all great, he said. But what about learning halacha? How about opening up a Kitzur Shulchan Aruch and learning through the necessary and applicable laws, all the halachot? In fact, this is a great way to do teshuvah by studying and knowing the laws and what Borei Olam expects and wants of you. There are 74 mitzvot in Parashat Tese, which equals the gematria of da, to know. The greatest way to know an author is by studying his book. The greatest way to know Borei Olam is by studying his book, the Torah HaKedusha. Learning the will of Borei Olam will actually teach us strategies to overcome the impulses of the heart and give us the tools to deal with difficult people and stressful situations in life. In the dawn of the 20th century, there were two visionary brothers, Nathan and Isidore Strauss, defied convention to become the embodiment of the American dream. From humble beginnings to unparalleled success, their extraordinary journey would forever change the fabric of American history, philanthropy, and society. As the owners of R.H. Macy's department store and founders of the A&S, the Abraham and Strauss chain, Nathan and Isidore weren't just multimillionaires. They were also celebrated for their philanthropy and commitment to social causes. In 1912, during a tour of Europe with their wives, Nathan made an impulsive suggestion. Why don't we make a detour and stop in Palestine? At that time, Israel was far from the vibrant tourist destination that we all know and love today. The land, La'aleinu, was plagued by disease, famine, and poverty. However, the Strauss brothers, driven by a deep sense of solidarity with their less fortunate brethren, were determined to witness firsthand the impact of the health and the welfare centers that they had already funded there. And after a week in the Holy Land, Isidore had reached his limit. He maxed out. How many camels and hovels and stones can one possibly see? It's time to go, Isidore declared to his brother. His voice was a little bit impatient. Nathan, however, was not swayed by his brother's command. It wasn't that he was blind to the hardships of Palestine. Rather, it was precisely because of those challenges that he felt compelled to stay. As Nathan witnessed the vast struggles his fellow Jews faced in the Holy Land, a profound sense of responsibility weighed on him. Isidore, we can't leave now, he protested. Look at how much work needs to be done. Look at the unfortunate people that need our help. Baruch Hashem, we have the means to make a difference. We can't turn our backs on our own people. Isidore, however, he was resolute. So we'll send more money, he countered. I want a kish. I gotta leave. But Nathan believed that money alone wasn't sufficient. He felt that the Jews enduring such dire conditions in the Holy Land needed more than financial aid. They needed the brothers' very presence, their leadership, and their initiative. The argument continued until Isidore finally said, listen, if you must stay here, Ida and I are going back to America. That's where we belong. The very next day, Isidore and his wife, Ida, returned to Europe. Nathan and his wife, Lena, however, chose to remain, traveling throughout the country and dedicating substantial sums to the establishment of educational, health, and social welfare programs to support all those in need. Nathan also funded the creation of a new city on the shores of the Mediterranean where you yourself may have visited. Since Nathan's Hebrew name was Natan, and he was the city's chief benefactor, the founders befittingly named it in his honor, calling it Netanya. Meanwhile, back in Europe, Isidore Strauss was preparing to sail home to America aboard a luxurious ocean liner. He had even made reservations for Nathan and his wife, Lena. You must leave Palestine now, Isidore urgently wired his brother in a telegram. I made reservations for you, and if you don't get here soon, you're going to miss the boat. Nathan delayed. There was still so much work to be done, and he refused to leave until the very last possible moment. They rushed to England But by the time they reached London, the liner had already departed from Southampton with Isidore and Ida Strauss aboard. Nathan felt deeply disheartened, realizing he and his brother had warned, "You missed the boat." But this wasn't just any voyage, and this was not an ordinary ship. The cruise he had forfeited due to his unwavering dedication to his fellow Jews was the highly anticipated maiden voyage of the most famous ship of the century. Nathan had missed his chance to sail on the Titanic in the aftermath of the tragic event that claimed the lives of both his brother and sister-in-law. Nathan Strauss was overwhelmed with grief and profound mourning. He just couldn't shake the feeling that he had narrowly escaped a fateful encounter with history. The awareness that he had avoided death lingered in his mind for the rest of his days, and from that point until his passing in 1931, Nathan pursued his philanthropic endeavors with an unmatched fervor, dedicated himself to causes with a passion that defined his legacy. Today, Netanya stands as a vibrant tribute to Nathan Strauss's legacy, a city on the Mediterranean shores filled with reminders of his generosity and love for his people. His life embodies Reb Gamliel's message. Teshuvah isn't about mystical shortcuts. It's about real, meaningful action. Nathan Strauss faced a choice: return to comfort or stay and help those in need. He chose to stay, to lead and to be present among his people. Mi ka'amcha Yisrael. His decision not to board the Titanic is a stark reminder that by staying true to our purpose, we might be saved from paths not meant for us. And as we approach the high holy days, let's take Nathan's example to heart. Teshuvah is more than words and wishes. It's a commitment to act, to learn, and to align ourselves with Borei Olam's will. Like Nathan, let's choose to be present, to make a difference, and to let our action plan speak louder than any segula. Be the Nathan Strauss of your own story. Don't just take the detour, stay the course. Shabbat Shalom Mivorach.